Yes. Hello. Yep, my name is Alan Cook, and I want to thank these for following me on my Midionpassion at gmail.com, YouTubing, and along with ALOT, and along with MONALISA. I have very little on the Do Believe the last two. I've kind of been mixing it up a little. There should be about 400 YouTubes, and I got another find. As regarding the Mona Lisa, for those who are just joining in, this icon right here is a skull in the right corner of the Mona Lisa. It's super blown up. It's not even the size of a thumbnail or so. Okay, and then it's super blown up on a 4K. But I want to show you how that when you take my painting, and which is of the Midion, the newest painting out there of Leonardo da Vinci. Every single item in this painting I have found to the exact fit in the Mona. And I mean that entirely for the reason is because he makes his paintings move. And for those who, unfortunately, I don't have time for this YouTube to get into all the other 400 YouTubes that explains it, but let me show you what I found. Okay, in this darkness area comes out to be the skull, and in this mustache it actually has a snail type look. Okay, also it looks like a boat. It's in one of my YouTubes I just put out. You see how that is? Okay, now let me show you that same image that is in 700 times on this. Whoops, I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, this is the mustache. Okay, but let me tell you, that's not just the mustache. If you follow this mustache, you will see that how things move throughout here. Mustaches grow to make this main unit, just like the main painting grows to make the Mona. Okay, now it gets tricky. Not too tricky though. If you really look and remember the design of his mustache, which is like this with this kisser, and it runs on up, you'll see the ears. They start smaller, they get bigger, and they get bigger. Now I'm going to show you how that works. Okay. Now we're at 800. Yeah, that's about ropes. Like this. That's pretty close. Doesn't have to be exact with me right now because I'm trying to get into showing you something that with Leo it's micros, okay, and but you'll understand it. So for those who understand it, please tell me what I'm doing. Okay, you see how that fits in there? Watch. The whole unit. And the reason why there's an outside pieces and there's an outer pieces, watch. When I take it across and I start moving it, it moves across and it starts matching all the other stars. So he wants his man to go across the room. Now he does have a particular point that you have to try to find, but watch this. When you take this and line it up right here to the closest it is, he has this NED that's in here. It's in his mouth right there. Watch. See it right there? Now I'm going to hold it right in the center. I'm going to pull it down, and then you can see the opening right in here written. If you actually take this and pull it back up, and you pull it, and you open this up even larger, watch. She fits down below. Watch. You see this particular spot right through here? He leaves these openings to where these letters will fit, if you see. And also, don't forget, it will not move, his art will not move straight. When you walk, you shift. When you move, you like bob and up and down or sideways or left and right or whatever it may be, and a little straight and a little curve. So that's why he gives movement. So if you take a look how these stars go, they go like that, for that's the way he's moving in on his girl. Now I'll show you when I reduce this. See, this is the Mona. Now go back up, and there it is in the corner. The Mona, and it's in the right corner, okay? Now, you open this up like this, and you take mine, and you reduce it down, and you put it up to that icon. It works in many different ways. It works in the cover, in between both of them, the skull. The skull goes in here, and that the mustache grows. So in other words, each time you go bigger, you have to skew this to get it to fit in the hole in the right spot. And see, I almost had it perfect to where his mustache fit in the first spot, the little spot right there. And then when you click it even bigger, okay, he if you really see his face, you can see how his mustache fits in all. Watch. Let me just back this up just a second. Let me even show you a wild card that I never even done, which I didn't even do what I was doing there. But let's say I don't even go to that icon. Take a look at his mustache, okay? Follow the stars. They match up here. They match up in the stars. His face curves with the stars. Watch. So here's the curve. I stop. Here's the curve. Leonardo da Vinci had a special number of art to make all his art blend in together and move across the room like a flip book. If you actually look at the woman, you'll see the curves in the stars. It almost, no matter what size you put it, she moves across the room. If you take a look at the other YouTubes, you'll see that his face becomes a like bird, crow. And here's one of a bigger type crow. You can see the eye, and you can see the long nose, and it's more almost like a giraffe with another. But when you get into these, he tricks you, because not only does it look like a bird, doesn't it look like a giraffe and some long slinky horse faces. He has horse riders on it. He has this arm that turns into a horse with him. He's a horse himself, and she loves him tremendously, and him her. They're really actually in love with each other in a sense, and each other loving each other. Anyway, that's kind of like a complicated way. That's got 565 years of trying to tell you about that. But if you actually also get into this and you go on down, you'll find out that the bottom of his shoes, okay, see, point matches. You'll find how it curves in the diamonds or the stars around where his hat would be. See where did they go? You back it up. Here it is. See how it curves right here? I'll hold it right here at the tip. You can see the curve of his hat. That's the way Leo is. Very complicated. And And that's why when somebody says, I see it, and which I've never had, but I know that they would, because that's what I would say. I see it, but I'm not going to discredit it for any reason whatsoever, because I remember being a kid and we connected the dots. The dots match the painting. The painting matches the other painting. The words match. If you actually get into this particular one, you will see that in his mouth, it actually spells out like N-E with upside down and a D. It's something close to that, but you're going to have to understand, even though you'll see this F/4, which is very difficult in the black and white, but it's there. So I know you guys haven't seen any discrediting yet, but it's there. So if you take this and you pull this down and you open this up, you can see his trick. His trick is, not only did I tell you like the letters and the words around here, here's where he gives you the F. This is the slap with the F and a cross. It wasn't a block F, it was like a circle F. So on the circle F, he puts a face, because he's playing and enjoying his life like cartoons. And then here's a blue slash that goes through, and then he does, now black is a color, and then he puts his 4. His 4, if you actually split a 4 on an angle and cut it on over and drop it, it would fit in here. Okay, that's the way Leo is. Okay, let's pretend that one didn't even exist. He has another one here. Okay, he has another one right here that's in black, and in here in black. And he has part of it here, but he uses the other part as black as the other dot. If you follow it around, not only is he letting you know what that F4 means, which I'm still trying to figure it out, it's probably, I'll give you a wild guess, there's probably an R in between the F and the 4. And when you really get a real good clarity, it's probably actually an A. And then, because then you got the beginning of one of his lovers that lived with him is FRA. Then you got to get the N and continue on for Francisca. Melzi Francisca lived with him till 1519 and ended up with his inheritance. So anyway, it gets tricky. There's a lot of studying. There's a lot of speculating in the sense of what that really means, and it's really cool. Now, if you really look over here on this part, this is many things, but if you actually look at the cartoons, it's riding like a magic carpet. He's flying. All these little images, he's flying on angles. This is his dream in a painting of enjoying his flight. If you look at this one, watch this. Look. That guy's flying in the air, in the stars. That's a cartoon. That's done. This is in the Mona Lisa. I have the same cartoons in mind. He's unbelievable, this guy. But you have to believe him, because you can't discredit a painting. Now, if you get into mine, look at, you can see it in black and white. You can see these are little images, a little rooster, little guy flying. Here's an angel, wings or so. All these, and now you can turn them. These are cartoons. And don't forget, look, I'm going to reduce it just a little. Oh, I can't. Well, I guess I can by going to the eyeglass, well, can't make it too difficult for me. If I reduce it down a little bit, okay, look in between the stars. Look at the black. What do you see? Okay, it looks like bear ears right there, and a tea kettle, and a choo-choo of a boat, and another top hat. And then the main unit, if you cut some of this off and you go on up, he's building a body, or you turn it sideways, he's made a machine. The black is just as good. Here's another particular area right here. Look at that face, right? Right, get it over. All right, here it comes. Here it comes. Right there. See it? See that face? Black hair, nose, eye. That's a cartoon. That's Leonardo. Look at the full body, the arm, everything. This guy don't know when to quit, and neither do I. And I'm going to continue on with this work. I love it. It's beautiful. I do need financial support. There's somebody out there with some money to help, or comments of any sort, any gain, any knowledge, anything that would benefit. I would love for that to be. I just noticed something else. If you actually look and get a little reduction here, if you look at this particular area here, right here, let me reduce it a little bit more. Oh, I know what the problem is. I'm trying to reduce it when I could back that off. But if you actually look at this area right here, and you look at this area right here, it seems very extremely the same. So if I blow this up and I overlay this over the other, it seems to match. And I wouldn't doubt 100% if that's another beginning of the big skull, because my painting is the skull. And it's not only the skull, it's his lover, it's also the older Mona Lisa, it's his whole diary, it's his tricks, it's got his codes in it, it's got every single thing of his entire career and life. It's got from the moment that he picked up a brush when he was 12 till the day he died of 67 years. It's got so much history in this painting of mine. It's funny. It's not funny, it's funny. I never knew there could be that much intelligence and so much imagination from one individual. The guy is awesome. God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. And again, thank you for everything, and you have a safe and lovely night. Amen.